Hi there, good morning, and it's a beautiful day out here, and excited to meet all of you all and welcome back students on campus. We are extremely excited, the whole staff here are excited to have you all back. And on that note, I just want to say how safe our campus is. And one of the most beautiful campus with a lot of spacing and the most safest place for the kids to come back.
Natasha, why do you think it's so important for students to get back to campus?
So I have been interacting with students on and off as part of my job role. I need to collaborate with students on certain line of inquiries and on topics. So according to me and as per my observation, when I am interacting with kids in this year, this is something I'm noticing this academic year. Students who are in MYP1, their mental ability, their maturity level, it was something that I thought they were still in PYP. I feel this is my observation again. I found them they have not emotionally grown much from where they were. They started from the home environment. When they come back on campus, what is happening? They're interacting with other people. They are learning a lot more on campus through different mediums where they interact with their peers, they are interacting with the teachers, immediate questions are answered. So these areas I find the emotional level of growth happens in a much faster pace compared to them being at home. This is my observation.
Do you think that it's of benefit for students to return to campus for their social and emotional well-being?
Of course, most of the families, they are single kids. They may not have siblings, or the siblings are too a wider age gap. So what happens under that situation? They are not having their own age level of people to mingle with, and that kind of stunts their growth in physical way and emotional way. When they are able to step out into campus, there are more people they are interacting with. They are learning from their higher standard of students. They are seniors. So they are not just only learning from their classroom, but they are also interacting with the older students, and that is where the emotional growth happens. So being at home, they are losing out that opportunity.
Do you think there's a benefit for students in terms of their academic progress to being back on campus?
That again, from my experience, I would say yes. Being in front of a system, they are just physically there. They are there for the sake of attendance, but interaction-wise, when I interact with them in the classroom setting and from the online system, I see the difference. If I ask a question, they have a choice whether to answer or not, or they will switch off the camera and they say their connectivity issues. But in the classroom, they have no choice to respond. So obviously, their learning is much better in the classroom environment. Also, another thing, as per research, online pornography among kids have gone up considerably, and the kids are having opportunity of unlimited internet access, and they can do whatever they want. Some parents are parents are also busy in their own ways. They are also working from home. They are as mothers are having a tough time where they are working and they have to look after home front. So the time that they can give it to their children are a little bit not as much as a teacher can monitor and do their work. That is the area that, yes, of course, online learning has stunned a lot of growth in their physical aspects, mental aspects, emotional aspects. So it is safe for them to come back on campus and learn from in the school environment than being at home in the online mode. Yes.
For Sreenidhi students, do you think that the healthier learning environment is online or in person?
Our students has to come back to school. Sreenidhi is a safe space for students to come back on all levels, physical, emotional, social, and to build their personality, everything. Overall development has to happen from campus, and I really want all of you all to come back. And parents, please trust us. Let the kids be in our hands. Let us be there for them to lead them, and we assure the place is safe for your children.
What do you think are the emotional and social benefits of being back on campus?
So, when we talk about social, students learn by communicating and observing. These are two areas where kids learn. Being at home, they are not having the opportunity to see other kids how they are behave. Well, many aspects are there. So being at a school, when they come back to school, they observe their teachers, how they're teaching. They have any questions, queries can be answered immediately. And it is a immediate response that happens when they are learning from campus. Also, the feeling oriented, the empathy that towards another person, the transaction, emotional transaction, all that happens much better on campus in a classroom. If a child, they learn a lot of social skills. They learn how to adjust with another child. Even if they want to answer a question, they will think, okay, let the other person go ahead. Those kind of values are inculcated when they learn from classrooms. That's.
To what extent do you think that the Sreenidhi campus is COVID secure, or if you like, COVID safe?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 10. Our campus is safe space and COVID free. The measures that we are taking is 100%. It's foolproof. That's what I would say about our campus and the measures that we are taking to welcome our students back. And having the students back on campus, the energy, the vibrancy, it is unbelievable. It's something which we can't explain. And without the students on campus, it was like, teachers were not so motivated. Teachers feel motivated when students are on campus and when they're talking to them in the classroom. So I urge more for the students to come back and experience this beautiful campus, the beautiful classrooms that we have, and the teachers.
If you were to balance the potential negative impacts of COVID with the potential positive impacts of being back on campus, which would you say has the greatest impact, the negative or the positive?
COVID was an unfortunate event, pandemic that happened, but then we all need to move forward, we can't get stuck or be fearful because of this virus. We need to move forward. We need to look what is there out there in future. And the more we get stuck and we are fearful and we are sitting back, we are consuming fear. And the fear is what makes us our energy deplete. And for us to have a positive energy, we need to look forward. What is there to do? And we all do our part. We all stay safe. We use our mask. We wash our hands, sanitize. We do everything in our area which we be a responsible citizen, be a responsible student, we be a responsible person on campus, follow all the COVID protocols. And with that, I assure we all are going to survive this and we are going to come back stronger and much better person or people.
What would be your message to a parent who's trying to decide whether or not to send their child back to school and whether they feel it's safe and they're balancing up the potential hazards with the potential positives? What would your message be to those parents?
I myself being a parent, I would want my kids to go back on campus. I want my child, I see my kid sitting at home, just in the room, desk and the laptop, that's all he is doing. Constantly one project, or it just, It's so depressing to see a child sitting just in front of system all day. Their ability to go out, make friends, the social skills, all that. I'm worried for the future, for the new generation, how their social skills are going to be. How well are they going to adjust with their peers or even with teachers? How we have big number of students who have never stepped into a classroom. They don't know what a classroom looks like. They don't know how to sit at the desk or the school classroom environment and interact. They don't know how to talk to their peers. The I mean, this I'm talking about the early years, PY, PU1. Those kids are totally don't know how these way of behavior, how to behave in a classroom behavior. They are totally unaware. My niece, she says, I don't even know how it is to go back to school anymore. I don't even know what classroom looked like. You know, it's like for them 2 years, they've been away from the classroom. All they know is just their little space. Their space have become so tiny. They're coexisting with their siblings and their parents or cousins. Compared to, we have huge classrooms. Our classrooms are such humongous classrooms, spacious, and they step out. They go for a nature walk. They take a walk outside in the garden. It is so invigorating. It is beautiful. It is on a growth mindset. It is for them on all aspects. When you step into Sreenidhi, that is what first thing, like whatever stress I have, I just drive through and I look at the greenery and it's like, wow, this is like, going to a safe space, and it's such a comfortable space, and I look forward to, and a lot of my colleagues, they say that too, they look forward to coming to work just because of the greenery and the space that we have. So yes, I would ask again the parents, please trust us, send your kids, let them come back, let them enjoy their childhood, let them play, let them enjoy that time span that they have to come back and be in their safe space. Let them make connections, let them make mistakes, let them learn, let them come back, allow them to come back.
How important do you think routine is? And do you think that maybe there's a difference between the routine that's developed in the online learning environment and the offline learning environment?
Yes. Routine is very important, not only for children, even for adults. Now, kids watch adults and they pick up a lot of their learning come from their immediate support system, that is their parents. Now, a lot of parents are working from home, many of them. So many of them are not having their own routine. For them, get up in the morning, straight away into their computer, laptop, they're doing the work. Only for Zoom meetings, they do up, probably half of them, and then half part is dressed up and they sit in front of the computer for their Zoom meetings. Now what happens as a kid growing up, they think this is the new normal and they get adjusted to this kind of routine. But why do we have uniforms? Why do kids come to school wearing uniforms? It's a first thing. And first thing, let me ask, why do we make up a bed? When we wake up, first thing we do is make the bed. Why? So I also was not sure why we do that. Then later I was reading somewhere and I figured out that is the first routine, that we wake up and making a bed is the part of our routine. We are starting our day with a proper routine of getting up and clearing up the space that we use. And the next thing, we put on our uniform. We are mentally getting ourselves prepared to go, differentiating from the home environment to a work environment or a school environment. So by wearing the uniform, mentally you're preparing yourself. Today, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my calling, or this is what I'm supposed to do. And wearing the uniform brings a child or an adult who is going to work wearing uniform. It is composing themselves for the day. This is what my task is. So, but if a child even look at us. If we, what differentiates us from the weekend and a working day? On a working day, we get up, get ready, we have a routine to go somewhere. But when come to weekend, we slack. We are like, okay, today is like, it's weekend, I wake up late, I can be in my pajamas and walk around. So routine sets certain kind of synchronizes a person with the routine. So yes, routine is very important. Otherwise, every day is same day, right? Yeah.
Why do you think that students should come back to campus?
Students, for their emotional well-being, mental well-being, physical well-being, these are all extremely important for a child to grow up into a for personality development. When we make it as a personality development of a child, depends on all these aspects of social well-being, mental well-being, and physical well-being. When a child grow with all these in a synchronized manner, that is when their true personality come out. And for a child coming back to campus, these growth happens at much faster pace than being at home, because when you're sitting behind the desk, your body is not moving. All it's happening, even your pupils are not moving that much. You are glued, you're just looking straight into that space of yours. Even though we advise and given that 5 minutes break in between the class for them to get up, shake their body and move around, have a glass of water, come back, but we have come across parents say that we take food to the room for the child. That way even the child is not getting up to leave the room and go pick up a glass of water or food. So what kind of a physical movement is happening, what kind of a stimulation that is happening. So these are reasons why they need to get out of home environment and go to a safe space. School, if the school is, whichever school I'm talking, not only our school, when I'm talking about getting students back to school, it is very important. And our school having the space and all the COVID protocols we are doing, keeping the space as a safe space for our kids to come back, they have to come back. That is, I urge again, I really appeal to all of you all, please send your kids back to campus for their physical learning, emotional well-being, and social learning.
What do you think the impact of returning to campus might be on academic achievement?
So when they come back on campus, there's a lot of discipline that is set in the child. Okay, now being at home, they're learning. There is some substantial amount of learning happening because the teachers are not leaving them from their task. Teachers are after them. They are actually, ever since the COVID has started, teachers are working 24 hours. They have even after campus, when they go back, they're still interacting with them on different TOKs and the different levels of learning that is happening. Teachers are hand-holding children more because they are off campus. When they come back to school, what is happening is the self-learning. Here, not much of spoon feeding happening. They need to learn a lot more on their own, because they are from campus. That discipline that is set in them is much different from what is happening on the home front. So academically, it is more stimulating for them, and mentally stimulating for them to come back and learn from the classroom. They interact, they collaborate with other students, they learn from others, they share, they are able to get perspective of different teachers. So I think that is the most important case.
One more, sorry. Last one. We have found that in the online environment, a number of students either miss lessons or miss whole days, and parents are not aware of their students missing. So attendance is lower than parents might think. Do you think there's a link between academic achievement social and emotional development and attendance?
There is, it is all connected. So, a child coming to school is responsible for their time. When the attendance is given, most of being online, what is happening, they just need to be there for attendance. They give the attendance and then they disappeared. So the proper learning is not happening when in the online mode. But when they come back to school, they it is kind of a self-respect. They need to know that I need to be responsible for myself. That happens in on campus, and academically, yes, it is very important for them to, this is something that I will talk from an psychological or emotional aspect. A child might want to do things differently. A child might want to, I wouldn't call it as cheating. A child want to do some way of getting away from doing their work, but he or she mentally at some point will feel remorse feeling. I wish I didn't do that. We don't want kids to grow up with that kind of a feeling in them, feeling I wish I did things differently. So when they come back here, that opportunity is not there for them to not do things or cover up things and then feel guilty about what they've done. We want our kids to grow with a lot of confidence. We want them to be a better citizen, be a better individual on all around development, not just academic. So coming back here gives a platform for them to grow in a wholesome way, and that is the most beautiful thing. As school, we can see a child going out, graduating and going out, being the most confident and that personality. That is what we all thrive for.